and exhibition game.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly update from the IHSAA Commissioner himself, Bobby Cox. Now for the inside scoop on what's happening day to day with the IHSAA. Here's Coach Bob Lovell with Commissioner Bobby Cox.
Once again, filling in for Bob Lovell, I'm Greg Rakestraw, but the star of the show is the Commissioner of the IHSAA and Bobby Cox. It is a 2-state championship weekend. There's only a couple of those during the course of the year. 6 soccer state finals at Fishers High School, 2 state finals in cross country over at the wonderful Laverne Gibson cross country course in Terre Haute. Mr. Commissioner, good morning, Bobby. How you doing?
I'm just fine, Greg. Yourself?
I'm doing fine. And what does a 2-state championship week in 2 venues 80 miles apart from each other mean for your staff this weekend?
Well, it stretches the staff a little bit because we have to split up our media folks and our commissioners and try to cover them both. And so we'll start at soccer over at Fishers High School. We're just indebted to Jim Brown, the athletic director there, and the entire Fishers staff for taking this on. Kind of in a transition year for us with soccer, and they'll do a wonderful job, and the arrangements are set and we're ready to go. But that'll start Friday night and then go into Saturday. And then, of course, we're in Terre Haute at the Laverne Gibson cross-country course for our 2 state championship cross-country races, and one of the best venues for cross-country in the United States, host of many NCAA events and collegiate events and high school events, and we're just very fortunate to be there and be able to have a couple great races there. So we're kind of, hoping for good weather. It's a little questionable, but we'll get through it. Kids will be resilient, and we'll have great championships.
Well, I think to that point, I think it's going to be cold, but still better than it was last week. And so let's talk about these 2 sports, what they went through last week, soccer and cross country, and the weather conditions that most of the state had to deal with last Saturday. Your thoughts about the perseverance shown a few days ago?
Well, I think the kids are, like I said, they're very resilient, and they have to prepare for whatever conditions come to them, as well as the coaching staffs and the fans. I can't speak as a former soccer guy, but I was an old cross-country guy way back in the day, and I remember running in those conditions like that, and it's tough. You have to prepare a little differently for a race that's in the slop than you do on a dry, fast course, and the kids do a great job. And so, again, tomorrow, we're coming up on Friday and Saturday, the kids are going to have to prepare. And you don't know what those conditions will be like. Will the ground be soft? Will it be hard? Where will the wind be? How cold will it be? Soccer, same thing. How cold is it going to be, and what are you going to have to deal with? And you just have to give your hats off to these young people who participate in these state championship events and trying to bring home a state title to their schools.
Your thoughts about the growth of soccer in this state, knowing that 10 years ago it was a one-class sport, and now, and this has been the case for the last several years, you've got 3 classes on both the boys and girls side.
Well, you've identified it correctly, Greg. We started with 1 class, and it hasn't been that many years ago that we had 1 class. Now we're up to 3, and we continue to add schools every year to the sport of soccer on both the boys and the girls side. And our rules provide that when we get to 95% of our members playing, that we would go to 4 classes. And that's a ways off yet. We're between 75 and 95%, but we're growing. And that's good. Anytime we have an opportunity for young people to participate, and the growth of soccer is demonstrating that there are more opportunities to participate, that's always a good thing. Same thing's true with cross-country. We continue to add schools that have cross-country. We continue to have more opportunities for young people to race in our sectional. And as long as we continue to grow those participation numbers and serve our patrons and serve our schools, then I think it's all a good thing.
All right, let's talk about the 2 sports that are still progressing through their state tournament. We will all be together at Worthing Arena in Muncie next Saturday for the volleyball state finals. This weekend, it's the volleyball semi-state. Tell us about it.
Well, the volleyball semi-state, as you know, is the last step before you get to the state finals. So it's a new level of intensity when you get to those semi-states. We've got some great schools participating in those events, both in the northern and southern part of our state. The opportunity to go play volleyball at Worthen Arena is a tremendous chance for our young people. Great service to the association. As we've talked about before, Delaware County and Ball State University, the whole community of Muncie is a volleyball hotbed. And so when we go there, those folks know what they're doing. It's a great venue, and it's a great environment for those young people to compete for a championship. But you got to get there, and this weekend's how you get there. And there'll be some great championship matches Saturday evening to see who's going to go to the state finals.
And then finally, sectional semifinals. All classes now have 4 teams left in every sectional, so 192 schools remain in the football draw. Your thoughts about week 1, where we focused on the 1A through 4A classifications?
Well, I thought the first week went really well, and we had some pretty good ball games, and we had some games that got into the mercy rule as well. It'll be interesting to see as we go through the sectional from the first week now to the second week and into the third week, how those scores start getting a little closer and closer together. But this is the beginning of 6A football and most of 5A football on Friday night. And we got some tremendous matchups right out of the hopper. Great matchups. And, like you say, if the weather's dry, people will come out if it's cold, and we encourage our fans to come out and support their local school. We hope it's dry and, just bundle up and get some hot hand warmers and go out there and cheer hard for your school.
If I do not see you at Fisher's on Saturday, I will see you in Muncie the following Saturday. As always, my friend, thanks for the time, and I know it's a busy weekend. Have fun and safe travels.
Thank you, Greg. I appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem.
Daily tonight at 8 o'clock on buzz right now for the
We'll see you at halftime and go Cavemen. In the spirit of sportsmanship, we ask that all fans
I'm excited to watch our
Coach of the Mishawaka Cavemen and back at Steel Stadium with Vince D'Addario. I'm Sean Stiers.
Midland Engineering Company is proud to partner with Mishawaka Schools to bring you Cavemen football. They believe in the Mishawaka way and are honored to work on upgrading their facilities, including historic Mishawaka High School. At Midland, take pride in being a part of our community. Whether it's an annual Fallen Heroes Community Service Award with the South Bend Cubs or working with other local charities and nonprofit organizations, Midland and its employees are committed to enhancing the quality of life in Michiana. Midland Engineering Company, a community partner for nearly 100 years. Visit midlandengineering.com. A stylish new door can change the entire look of your home. At Industrial Door of Northern Indiana, you can choose from traditional, carriage house, or other striking residential looks that will update the curb appeal of your home instantly. Visit Industrial Door of Northern Indiana showroom at 3839 South Main Street in South Bend, or view their entire gallery, including lifestyle overhead and Mystic motorized garage screen doors at industrialdoor.com. Industrial Door of Northern Indiana, providing quality sales, service, and installation of commercial and residential overhead doors. Football season.
You're doing a fine job, by the way.
Football season. Did you know that football season means hosting family and friends for food, fun, and your favorite teams? From large-scale outdoor kitchens and fireplaces to fire tables and fire bowls, Kurt Outdoor Living can make your backyard a dream come true, Sean. And with Jonathan Green Lawn Products, you can show off a lush, healthy lawn this fall for the annual family football game. Kurt Outdoor Living, 2129 West Wilden Avenue in Goshen. KurtOutdoorLiving.com. Have an upcoming event and wondering how to feed everyone? Let Monterey Mexican Bar and Grill cater your event. Monterey can customize a menu to please everyone, or you can go online and select your favorites. Choose from taco bars, fajita bars, taco salad bars, and sides like fresh guacamole and homemade chips and salsa. For information, go to MontereyMexican.com, and remember,
Not Joe Friend, baby.
MontereyMexican.com.
Well, both tonight
We
for
will.
Cavemen Corner. Mishawaka Athletic Director Dean Hubbard is going to be attending. There's some kind of conference he's attending downstate.
Well,
so
it's important.
it'll be you and I there, along with Keith Kinder and Coach Sandifer
Oh!
from the wrestling team.
Coach Steve.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I'm excited.
We're going to have a lot of fun with that. Let's give you tonight's starting lineups. They are brought to you by Bonnie Doon Drive-In, Lincoln Way, just east of Ironwood in Mishawaka. You're nailing it compared to me. Bonnie
I don't know
Doon
about that.
celebrating 81 years of serving Michiana with dine-in, carry-out, and old-fashioned car hop service. You have an hour to get there before they close for the season. They close at 8 o'clock tonight, so get there while you can. Here are your starting lineups. You keep an eye on the coin toss for me. At quarterback for the Cavemen, a sophomore, 23 yards shy of 1,000 for the season, Justin Fisher. The halfbacks, 5'10 senior Ethan Fowler, who was on Cavemen Corner earlier this week, and 5'10 senior Donovan Snyder. At fullback, a 5'7 junior Drew Mason. The split ends, 5'7 senior Jarvis Delk and 6' senior Caleb Wilson. And then on the offensive line, 5'10 senior Wyatt Sellers, 6'3 junior Jaden Seamack, 5'11 senior Ethan Sargent, junior Ethan Nowacki, and 6' junior Tyler Ackerley. We'll probably see another one in there somewhere as well. For Memorial defensively, Braden Weston, Clayton Lundy, Dylan Rose, Junior Estrada, Darjan Lewis, Graham Ellie, Ty Winters, LaShawn Brown, their best cover guy, Kyle Osborne, and Zaris Dillon. Those are your starting lineups presented by Bonnie Doon. And again, get to Bonnie Doon, get your last burger of the season, then get to Steel Stadium. Good seats still available. Starting lineups again from Bonnie Doon. Your uniform descriptions brought to you by Kevin Drazier and the team at BSN Sports. Mishawaka wearing its home maroon, white pants, maroon helmets, white stripe down the middle, white numbers on the jerseys, white numbers on the side of the helmets as well. For Memorial, they wear all white tops and bottoms, red numbers, yellow trim, and kind of a grayish helmet with a red face mask.
It's called slate.
Slate? Is that what that? I
I'm
was
gonna call
wondering
it
exactly
slate.
what the official
Yeah.
color was. Mishawaka is kicking off. They will kick it from our right to our left tonight. And it looks like back deep, a pooch kick comes to the up man at the 26-yard line, and he'll return it for about 6 yards to the 32, and that's where Memorial will have the football.
And a good open field tackle there by Parker coming around, and the return man kind of lost his footing while he was getting hit, so he goes down, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Memorial Crimson Chargers at the 32-yard line.
Moving left to right. Glad to have you with us, WSBTradio.com and on the Mishawaka Network. 1st and 10, Memorial at its own 32-yard line. And it looks like Derek Woods is going to start off as the quarterback. He does, and he will run it to the left, and the ball comes out of there, and it is recovered by Mishawaka. It looks like Gavin Eggendorfer recovered it. He did on Memorial's first play, a fumble by the quarterback, who is actually a running back, and Mishawaka has the football at the Memorial 45.
Well, and it was a great play call. I mean, going with the Wildcat right off the bat, and they picked up 11 yards before he coughed up the ball, and you're going to see that a little bit. It's a little colder out there. Football's a little bit harder, a little harder to hold on to, so that's something to keep an eye out. But on the first play of the game, Mishawaka forces a turnover, and they're in business at the 44-yard line.
Eggendorfer recovers the fumble, and it is at the 44. It'll be Andrew Mason as the fullback. The ball on the right hash mark as Mishawaka moves right to left, getting ready for their first offensive play. It is Fowler and Snyder on the wings. Wilson is split out to the right of the formation. Fowler goes in motion. The keeper by Fisher, and Fisher takes it to the 40-yard line, a gain of 4 on first down.
Yeah, and obviously Mishawaka starts off in their tight formation, which is, of course, going to bring Memorial into a tight formation. So pretty much 10 guys in the box for Memorial on that one, and they were still able to pick up 4 yards.
Tanner Klein runs on the field, an offensive lineman, as Jarvis Delk also comes out there. He'll split out wide to the right, as Keith Kinder was telling me that we're going to have a reset of the play clock. A lot of whistles.
Yes, there was a lot of whistles for
Notice
that
that?
one.
11:22 and counting to play here in the first quarter as Justin Fisher turns and says something to his fullback, Drew Mason. In motion goes Fowler, and on the give to the right side, Donovan Snyder. Snyder crosses the 30 and takes it up to the 27-yard line. A first down, and it's brought to you by Kevin Putz of First Midwest Mortgage.
Gain of 14 and a Cavemen first down.
Yeah, nice counter play there by Mishawaka, getting the action going to the left and bringing Snyder back to the right. And he wasn't touched until he had already picked up 8 or 9 yards and drags the defender forward to pick up. I gave him 13.
Now Milan Burris is on the field as he splits out wide to the left. They'll put Fowler in the slot to the left with Donovan Snyder as the wing halfback on the left side and Drew Mason the fullback. First and 10, Mishawaka at the Memorial 27. The handoff goes to Mason, churns through tacklers, takes it all the way up to the 20-yard line, a pickup of 7 hard-fought yards for Drew Mason the fullback.
Yeah, and that was a little bit of a strategic formation there. They took Burris and they split him out wide to bring another defender outside the box because normally he's a wing in there with Snyder. But they split him out as a wide receiver to bring one more defender out of the box, and they were able to pick up, like you said, 7 yards.
Yep, and they end up spotting him at the 21,
Yeah.
but in any case.
We'll give him 6.
Second down and a short 4 coming up as they bring the formation in now. A lot of different looks.
Yeah.
Keith Kinder talking about how maybe Penn found something on him, and Keith Kinder giving him a lot of different looks so far. Motion, and the keeper by Fisher. Fisher through the left, through traffic, takes it up to the 10-yard line.
Yeah, nice pickup of 11 on that one. Just a nice little follow, and we saw that a lot last week, or 2 weeks ago, excuse me. 30 carries for Fisher. That's already his second carry of the night.
First down brought to you by Kevin Putz of First Midwest Mortgage, and it's going to be first and goal from the 10-yard line. Memorial fumbled on its opening play. Mishawaka with the football. Toss play goes to the right side. Snyder with some blockers in front of him. He ends up getting extended out, and he loses a yard on that play. It'll be second and goal at the 11.
Yeah, and it was a nice play call, but there was one defender out there, and I didn't catch his number, but he was able to string that out, took 2 defenders out with him, and Snyder just couldn't turn the corner, and he was pretty much bottled up by his own blockers. Couldn't get around those guys, and they dropped him for a 1-yard loss.
He tried to go outside, and like you said, that one defender there. Second down now from the 11, some jumping, and who's it going to be against?
They're going to call that against Mishawaka.
Oh, my goodness, a procedure, and now it's going to be second and goal from the 16-yard line. Moving backwards after getting to the 10. They had moved the ball effectively on their first handful of plays, but now, after Fisher got him down to the 10-yard line, a tackle for loss on one play and then a penalty on the next makes it now second and goal at the 16. No score here in the first quarter of this 5A sectional matchup. Fisher will roll out to his left. He wants to throw, does. Caught by Donovan Snyder. He'll take it inside the 10 where he is tackled by Graham Ellie. And it's going to be third down and goal. Let's see exactly where the spot is at the 8-yard line. So it picks up 8. Third and goal coming up.
Yeah, not a bad play call there either because he picked up about half there on that play. So you're looking at 3rd and 7 or so, 3rd and 8. And, like I said, it's a lot better than 3rd and 16.
You got that right. So it'll be 3rd and goal at the 8-yard line. Mason is the fullback. The wings are Snyder and Fowler. Snyder goes in motion, jumping again, and this looks like it's going to be against the Chargers. It is. So that's going to be a big break. Mishawaka gets that 5 yards back, and now it's going to be 3rd down and goal at the 3.
Now, is this a half a distance to the goal situation, or is this
that's a
full,
good point.
a full 5?
That's a good point.
No, it's a full 5. He walked it all the way off. So, all right. I never understood, to be honest with
when
you,
it's
half the distance and when it's not. But yeah,
I was with
difference.
you though. I wasn't really.
What a difference here from 3rd and 7 or 3rd and 8 to 3rd and 3. That is much more in Mishawaka's wheelhouse, and of course they're going to be in 4-down territory here. So you've got 2 downs to pick up those final 3 or 4 yards.
Mason comes off the field. Donovan Snyder will be the fullback. Justin Fisher will hand it to Donovan Snyder, tries the right and gets a couple yards, but he will be stopped well short of the goal line, and it's going to be 4th down and goal.
Yeah, you're going to have 4th and 2 here, which is no gimme down. And obviously we've watched a lot of Mishawaka games, and as soon as they put Donovan Snyder in the backfield as a fullback, you kind of knew the ball was going to go to him, and so did the Memorial defense.
Milan Burris is the halfback on the left side with Snyder going to fullback. Ethan Fowler stays on the right. Unbalanced line set off to the right of the center. 3 offensive linemen on that side with Wyatt Sellers, the farthest man outside as the tackle. 4th and goal from the 2. Handoff, Donovan Snyder. Oh, no. It was Justin Fisher, and Fisher goes to the right as they fake it to Donovan Snyder. Touchdown, Mishawaka, as Fisher goes in.
Well, and that was a great play call there, because I was just about to say that what you want to do with Donovan Snyder back there at fullback, now granted, he's the guy you want the ball in his hands, but this is a great time to fake it to him and give it to anybody else, because the Memorial defense is going to key on number 9, and that's exactly what they did and allowed Fisher to go in.
Yep, exactly. Now Connor George on to try the extra point. Hard count on the snap as we wait for it. The snap there, the placement down. The kick is on the way and good. And Mishawaka leads 7-0. Well, Vince, get your reading lips ready to go.
That's right.
Yeah, I know.
Forget I'm ready for a break, and no break here.
6:53 to go in the first quarter, 7-0 Mishawaka.
Midland Engineering Company has been completing quality commercial roofing jobs nationwide from right here in Michiana for nearly 100 years. But did you know Midland also boasts the area's only standalone service department in the commercial roofing business? Midland knows the negative effects of a leaking roof can have on your business, so their team is ready to help Michiana small business owners keep working. Why take a chance with your business? Trust the professionals at Midland Engineering Company, proud to be Michiana, born and raised.
Mishawaka takes advantage of an Elkhart Memorial fumble on its first offensive play after Gavin Eggendorfer recovered it. Justin Fisher caps off a 44-yard touchdown drive with a 2-yard run on 4th and goal, so it's 7-0 Cavemen. Elkhart Memorial sends the kick return unit back onto the field. Derek Woods on the far side. Tyson Mason on the near side. Rodney Gates, one of the up men. He's the man who had it last time, and the pooch kick goes in his direction, and Gates will take it again at the 22. Gates working his way toward the sideline, gets across the 35, close to the 37 before he's bumped out of bounds. Memorial will have it in solid field position. This is a fairly high-scoring Elkhart Memorial offense. They average 25.7 points a game. Problem is, the defense gives up 26.1 per game. But they can put some points on the board, and Keith Kinder well aware of that.
Well, and we'll see a more traditional offense come onto the field for Memorial. No more wildcat option. You've got the actual quarterback on the field.
Tyler Lehner is the quarterback. To his left is Derek Woods, who took that snap the first play. They will hand it to Woods. He tries the right, bounces around, and a flag flies on the near sideline as Woods gets the sideline. He's pushed out of bounds in Mishawaka territory. What's the flag going to be about? It's back behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, and that spot right there looks like it could be holding on the wide receiver the worst possible place to get called for holding because everybody in the stadium sees you do it.
Yep, and they are pointing, the officials are back in that direction. It is holding on the Chargers. As Keith Kinder mentioned, Scott Shaw, fifth-year head coach of Elkhart Memorial, father of former Mishawaka offensive coordinator and head track coach Kyle Shaw, who's now an assistant coach in Edwardsburg.
Yeah.
Scott, a 1974 graduate here, or not graduate. He in 1974. He played for the Mishawaka 3A semi-state team. But Mishawaka alum, back here coaching Elkhart Memorial at Steele Stadium. These two teams have only played. This is just the third time they've played in the last 10 years. They don't meet very often.
No, they don't. They will meet a lot. Well, no. This is Memorial's last year. I was going to
That's
say
right.
they're going to meet a lot more next year when they're in the same conference.
Some of these guys will
But
be
they will
around
not
on that
be.
team. That's
They
right.
will not be in the same conference.
It's going to be 1st and 21 with the ball pushed back to the 26 for Memorial with Mishawaka leading 7-0. Lehner, two receivers out to the left, one to the right, tight end to the right as well. Lehner takes it. He will throw, and a short pass is caught out there, and just a couple yard gain as Burris got over there to make the stop on Danye Higgins, the sophomore wide receiver.
Yeah, and a nice group gang tackle. They saw the screen being set up, the bubble screen on the far side, and they hustled and got a lot of maroon hats on the ball very, very quickly and kind of overwhelmed the blocking that was set up by Memorial.
Second down, 18.
Bo Brown, defensive lineman, runs out on the field as Mishawaka adjusts personnel. Second down and 18 for Memorial. Lehner from the shotgun, looks to his right, under some pressure, and he's going to be dropped in the backfield. Bo Brown, who had just come on, gets the sack on the Memorial quarterback.
Yeah, and that was a nice job. He just drove his man deep into the backfield and was able to pick up that sack, and Lehner was looking the entire way for Mason, Tyron Mason, the wide receiver, and he was eyeballing him the entire way, and when he wasn't open, it was bail time, and he wasn't able to get out of there.
Didn't bail very far. It's
No,
a
he did not.
loss of 4, and it's 3rd and 22 for the Chargers. 5:13 to play in the first quarter. 7-0 Mishawaka leading. 3rd down and long coming up. Lehner claps his hands, takes the snap, under pressure, screen pass, caught, but Derek Dawson is there to make the tackle immediately, and that's going to lose yards on the short pass, the short screen pass to Derek Woods.
And that was a great read there by Dawson because, good play call to call a screen there when you've got 3rd and a mile, and he was right there to make the play, wasn't going to allow it to go anywhere.
TJ Rucks coming off the left defensive end, giving some pressure. And now Memorial to punt on 4th and 26 from its own 21-yard line. That holding call really moved him backwards. High punt is going to bounce at the Memorial 44. It'll take a Charger roll, though, into Mishawaka territory to the 48. They'll spot it at the 49.
31 yards. It'll be Cavemen.
Zolman's Best One Tire and Auto Care has been family-owned for 40 years. What does this mean to you? It means that they're dedicated to your community and serving you like family. Zolman's Best One would like to say thank you for voting them favorite auto repair for 16 consecutive years and favorite tire store for 3 years in a row. They also offer a wide selection of Bridgestone tires. Bridgestone tires at Zolman's Best One. Let their family serve your family. Zolman's Best One Tire and Auto Care. Trusted community service for 40 years.
You're selling it. You're selling it,
trying.
Vince.
I'm trying. I need some new tires for my car.
Two receivers out to the right for Mishawaka. Fullback is Donovan Snyder. Ball on the left hash mark, and a handoff goes to Snyder, breaks through the line, across the 30. One man dives at him and tackles him at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, that was a great run. He got through the first, the second, and the third level of that defense untouched. It just wasn't able to get past the last line of defense there. Goes down at the 15-yard line, but picks up, 36 yards on the carry.
One of the longer runs that Donovan Snyder has had in his senior season. He's touched the ball a lot. The first down brought to you by Kevin Puntz, First Midwest Mortgage. Snyder looked like he had it broken, but a touchdown-saving tackle down around the ankles. Fisher is going to keep it and go to the right. He pitches it. The ball's on the ground, and it's going to be back at the 20-yard line before Snyder falls on it. Fisher probably should have just eaten that ball, but tried to pitch it, and Mishawaka was fortunate to recover.
Well, and that's one of the first and only times we've seen him really make a sophomore mistake. I mean, he was going down, was trying to make a play happen. The veteran move is to just eat it and take the 1 yard loss, but instead he tried to get the ball to Snyder and ends up fumbling, and Snyder ends up taking the 5 yard loss.
Burris flanks the play to the left. Fowler in the slot on that side. Play fake, throw down the middle for Snyder, incomplete as Fisher overthrew him, and it's going to be 3rd and 15.
Yeah, Snyder got hung up just a little bit as he was trying to get through the linebackers. And nothing illegal or anything, but just got held up just enough so that ball floated over his head.
That fumble pushed him backwards. Just as bad almost as a holding penalty or an offsides, because it gets you off schedule with this option offense. They tried that pass play, didn't quite work. Now it's going to be 3rd and 15 Mishawaka at the 20 of Memorial. Mason again, the fullback. Fisher under center. Snyder goes in motion, and the inside scissor to Ethan Fowler goes to the left. He'll get about 3 yards out of it, though. And it's going to be 4th down and long.
Well, Memorial is loading up that center. They had 3 guys, 1 on the nose of the center and 2 guys in the A-gap. They were not going to let the fullback get through there again. And it looks like Mishawaka is going to attempt the field goal.
Yeah, they're going to send Connor George, the soccer player, on the field, and his mark will be at the 26-yard line, so it'll make it a 36-yard attempt. And the ball is about in the middle of the field as far as the hashes go, so pretty much a straight-on kick. Let's see what he can do. A nice night to be kicking on, really. A little bit cold, but not too bad. Snap there. Kick is line drive and on the way, and it is good. A 36-yard field goal by Connor George. That is his first field goal made this season. It makes it 10-0 Mishawaka with 2:28 to play in the first quarter.
Suppose I got to read again, huh?
That's right.
Okay. If you're in the market to purchase a home or refinance an existing one, let me introduce you to Kevin Putz of First Midwest Mortgage. At First Midwest Mortgage, they offer a wide variety of mortgage products such as conventional FHA, VA, and USDA loans. USDA, isn't that like the meat? I don't know. All right, if you're interested in learning more, give Kevin a call at 287-1152. Let Kevin Putz of First Midwest Mortgage put his 20 years of mortgage experience to work for you. Call 287-1152.
Connor George had attempted just one other field goal all season.
I'll tell you what, Sean, this is coming from the father of a kicker. I love the fact.
Here we go.
No, I'm just going to say I love the fact that the head coach had faith in his kicker and a chance to add to the lead and put some points on the board. You were in a bad situation. There was 4th and 15. This offense isn't set up for 4th and 15. Give your kicker a shot, and he, gave his coach a reason to believe.
Squib kick is going to be fallen on by Memorial. I think we've both done it now tonight. We see Elkhart Central every year. And, of course, next year it's just going to be Elkhart High School.
That's right, the Lions.
And we'll see them in week 2 when Mishawaka plays Elkhart. They will open Mishawaka well against Marion next year. Then it'll be the new Elkhart School in week 2. But I tell you what, there's a lot of really good football players from Memorial and Central who are going to be coming together playing for that one school next year.
I'll tell you what, if it's done right, that is going to be one heck of a powerhouse football school, and every other sport for that matter. If it's done right, if you get the right coaches in place.
They'll go out of the Wildcat as Woods, the running back, claps his hand, takes the handoff, runs to the right side, finds the sideline, pushed out of bounds. Donovan Snyder was over there. Let's see how much he gets.
It's about 5 yards on that one.
2nd and 6. Ball at the Memorial.
Donovan Snyder did a good job of posting his man outside and just really kind of standing him up and making Woods think about where he was going to go with the ball and holding him to only a 5-yard gain.
10-0. Mishawaka leads as Woods in a jump
There's a flag
by the right side of the line as Derek Woods, the running back, came into this game with 714 yards. He averages 7.1 per carry coming into this game. It'll be a 5-yard procedure on the Chargers.
It's going to be 2nd and 11 from from the 21.
They have him running the Wildcat. He was the guy who fumbled on their very first offensive play, trying to run to the left. So it's going to be 2nd down and 11. They'll keep Woods in there in the Wildcat. Claps his hands, wants to throw, throws to the right, finds a receiver over there, and it's going to be incomplete. Devin Jimenez there defensively, knocking the ball away from Damian Funnel.
Yeah, pretty good throw there, too, out of the Wildcat. And he definitely gave his receiver a chance to catch the ball and just overthrew him just by a little bit. And I talked to one of the Memorial coaches coming into the game, and this is the way he described Derek Woods. He's our Swiss Army knife on offense. Running back, wide receiver, quarterback, kick returner, punt returner, and a little cornerback if you need him to be. So he said he was Bronson Yoder light.
Clock stops at 2:12 to play in the first quarter. 10-0 Mishawaka. Woods takes the snap, running to the left, gets past one tackler. Now angling toward the sideline. He finds the sideline for a big play, and finally he's run out of bounds by Devon Parker, but he picks up a first down and more into Cavemen territory.
Well, that's a good thing Devon Parker took a nice pursuit angle there, because if he hadn't, Woods is gone. I mean, he hit the corner and just turned the jets on and just left everybody in his wake.
Nick Davis for Mishawaka comes on the field, the linebacker. As Connor Addison shuttles off, it's up to the 48 of the Cavemen with 2:03 to play in the first quarter. Woods will take the snap. Again, comes up the middle, gets past the initial contact. He is finally stopped by Bo Brown, but he'll have another solid gain on first down of 4 yards.
Gain of 4. Tackled by Bo Brown.
To the 44-yard line. It'll bring up
7-6.
2nd down and 6 for the Chargers. 10-0 Mishawaka leads, 1:38 and counting to play here on the first quarter. Two receivers stand out to the left, side by side. Woods takes the handoff, runs to the left, and he's going to be wrapped up in the backfield by J.T. Thomas.
That was a great play by J.T. Thomas. Just shot the gap and came in untouched to take down Woods in the backfield to prevent another big play.
Loss of 2 yards. That is tackle for loss number 7 for Thomas this season, the team leader in that department. 46.5 tackles coming in, the second most by a Mishawaka defender. Now it's 3rd and 8 Memorial from the Mishawaka 46-yard line as Woods remains behind center in that Wildcat. Takes the snap, little step to the left, now fires it down the middle, and it's going to be nearly intercepted.
Yeah, it was a great job by Burris to come over from the safety position, and the tight end thought that he was money there to catch that long pass down the seam, and Burris just came in and knocked it down.
Burris, who has 1 interception this season, had 5 tackles a couple of weeks ago in Mishawaka's last game against Penn, breaks up that pass nearly with a second interception. So with the Cavemen leading 10-0, Memorial lines up to punt on 4th and 8 from the Cavemen 46-yard line. The punter, Graham Ellie, on the field.
Explain this to me.
I have no clue. It's not. Now a fake punt coming to the near side on the pitch play, cutting it upfield and tackled out of bounds well short of the first down. Memorial tried a fake punt as the punter pitched it off to another man. He's tackled out of bounds short of the first down at the 40, and it'll be Mishawaka football going back the other way as the fake punt picks up 6. They needed to get 8.
The Food Bank of Northern Indiana wants you to know 1 in 4 children go to bed hungry every day in our community. They rely on school breakfast or lunch for their most nutritious or maybe their only meal of the day. Help a child focus on learning at school instead of focusing on the pains of hunger. How can you help, Sean? Visit feedindiana.org to learn more or to make a donation. It only costs $3.50 to feed a child for a week. So instead of getting that gourmet cup of coffee on your way to work, help feed a local child. And if you're able, $140 will feed a child for an entire school year. Again, visit feedindiana.org.
All right, thank you, Vince. 1st and 10 Mishawaka from its own 40. Fisher on the rollout to the right side, looking downfield. Now he's going to runs and dives and pounded out of bounds at the 45-yard line. A lot of running to pick up about 4 yards. The clock continues to run. I guess he was not out of bounds. The nose of the football will be right on the 45. 15 seconds to play in the first quarter with the Cavemen leading 10-0. Let's see if they snap it or just let it go to the quarter.
I would be surprised at this point if they snap the ball.
I agree. It looks like that's what they're going to do, standing at the line of scrimmage. 3, 2, 1, and that will be the end of the first quarter. So the Cavemen lead 10-0 after the first period. A 36-yard field goal by Connor George and a 2-yard touchdown run by Justin Fisher. I'll let Vince tell you about another one or two of our sponsors as we pause between quarters.
The cool, crisp fall weather reminds us that winter is not far away. Have your car ready to perform with a trip to Kyle's Auto Repair for a complete checkup of its brakes, hoses, belts, battery, tires, alignment, and antifreeze. Routine maintenance now will help eliminate bigger problems, major inconveniences, and huge expenses later. Kyle's also recommends a cooling system flush and timely oil changes. Schedule your appointment, call 255-6152. Kyle's Auto Repair on Lincoln Way East in Mishawaka, just 1 mile west of Capitol, where honesty and integrity still count.
Thank you very much, Vince D'Addario, as he continues with his fabulous reading of our sponsors
You know,
tonight.
if you got to do it, you might as well have some fun doing it.
Sell it up right. That's
what
right.
I'm telling you, baby.
10-0 Cavemen at the start of the second quarter. Second 12 minutes of play on the clock. Second down and 6 for Mishawaka from its own 45. Fowler goes in motion. Handoff Donovan Snyder. Outside veer to the left. Snyder fighting his way forward. Gets to the 49-yard line, where it's going to be 3rd down and 2.
And a nice 4-yard carry there by Donovan Snyder. And he was at the fullback position there too, wasn't he, Sean?
I believe he was.
Yes, it appears that he was. So just a straight dive right there to be able to pick up, 4 yards. 4 yards.
3rd and 2, Mishawaka from its own 49. Fisher stands at the line of scrimmage, calling the play for the offense. Fowler on the right wing. Burris on the left wing with Snyder again, the fullback. Burris goes in motion. Snyder takes a handoff. Veer to the right, and he will plummet up to the 44-yard line. Another first down brought to you by Kevin Putz of First Midwest Mortgage.
And they're just taking what Memorial is giving them there. And Snyder was able to get through the line untouched until he hit the linebacker level and was able to pick up 7 yards on that carry.
1st and 10, Mishawaka from the Memorial 44-yard line. The offense takes its time, getting the play call from the Cavemen sideline. 15 seconds on the play clock and counting. Burris goes in motion from the left wing, takes the pitch on the right, puts his head down, and does not get much out of that. They might just give him the line of scrimmage, it looks like.
Yeah, it was a nice
based on the
tackle.
initial spot.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's
it was
all right.
a nice tackle by Dylan Roast, the free safety for Memorial, coming down in the alley to make that play.
Is no gain, so it'll be 2nd and 10 as Jarvis Delk comes on the field. He'll be split out to the left. Mason goes to fullback. Fowler and Snyder on the wings. Handoff on the scissor play, goes to the right. Snyder breaks a tackle, gets the 30, on his feet, toward the sideline. Donovan Snyder takes another defender with him all the way up to the 15-yard line. First down, Mishawaka.
I'll tell you what, he almost broke that last tackle as well. A great job by Snyder to get out of one with a stiff arm and then almost break the last one for a big gain.
As we head toward 10 to play in the first half, the first down brought to you by Kevin Putz of First Midwest Mortgage. How many yards did that get?
29.
29 yards. So a couple long runs for Donovan Snyder tonight. That one out of the halfback position. As Mason goes to fullback, 2 receivers split out to the left. Fake handoff. Fisher keeps it himself as he goes to the left, and Fisher up to the 5 or close to the 5. It looks like they'll spot him at the 6, just short of the first down. The ball did come out of there, but Mishawaka recovered.
Well, and Fisher made a nice move in the hole to make a defender miss. I mean, right in the hole, just kind of a sidestep the defender to continue on, but then lost the handle on the ball, but they still end up picking up 9 yards.
That has been the one thing where he has had some problems this year, is just holding on to the football, and I'm sure that's something that'll I mean, it's been a focus. It's gotten better, but it still comes out of there a little bit. 2nd down and 1. Andrew Mason takes the handoff, the dive to the fullback, gets Mishawaka down to the 1-yard line. The first down from Kevin Putz of First Midwest Mortgage, and it is 1st and goal at the 1.
Yeah. First down, 1 yard to go, and 4 downs to get there. I like Mishawaka's chances.
I would think so as well. Drew Mason, 8 touchdown runs this season. I wouldn't be surprised if they just give it to him on another dive play.
The path of least resistance.
That's right. He does line up as the fullback. Fisher comes behind center. Fowler right wing. Snyder left wing. Fisher will keep it himself and go right. Whistles at the snap of the football, though. It's going to be offsides memorial, and that'll make it half the distance and virtually inches away from the goal line.
That will be an 18-inch penalty.
8:23 to play in the first half. It's 10-0 Cavemen. With Vince D'Addario, Sean Stiers on a cool November 1st night at Steel Stadium. Nicer night tonight than it was on Halloween last night, though.
Oh, my.
Felt for those kids and parents out there.
Man.
So here we go. 1st and inches away from the goal line as I look at the nose of the football. Literally just too much. Mason takes the dive to the left, into the end zone. Touchdown, Mishawaka.
Yeah, and like you said, just a basic dive right off the left side, and the line was able to move the line of scrimmage 2 or 3 yards into the end zone. So not much work having to be done by Mason, but he does just enough to get the touchdown, and he picks up the last 12 inches or so and puts another 6 on the board for the Cavemen.
Sends Connor George back out to the field to try his 2nd extra point of the night. He has an extra point and a field goal this evening. As we await the snap of the football, a whistle before the snap, and it's going to be tied up Memorial once again.
So, you know, it is a tournament game. They just put you that much closer to the goal line. You're tempted to do here. Going to just.
Yeah, it's true. And when we saw that a few weeks ago at St. Joe, I still think it was the right call. It was in the second half. It made it a 35-point game, which made it a running clock in that situation. That's why he went for 2.
Now, the interesting part here is, okay, there we go. As I say, the holder and the
kicker. It was a little deep, wasn't he?
They didn't move. They just stayed right
Everybody else did. So with 7:58 left in the first half, there's the snap. The kick is up and good as it zips right through the uprights, and it'll be 7-0. Mishawaka. Give Vince another chance to read us a sponsor.
For 40 years, Leck Door Sales and Service of Elkhart has been trusted for quality installation and repair of residential, commercial, and industrial, garage, overhead, and entry doors. Anything gimmicks, integrity by that strives to have a satisfied customer with each and every sale. And the Leck name stands for quality products and workmanship for every door they install. At Leck Door Sales and Service, they open all the right doors, Sean. Call Leck Door at 295-6311.
7:58 to play in the first half. It's Mishawaka 17, Elkhart Memorial nothing in this 5A sectional matchup. We hope to be bringing you updated scores from our area halftime show.
Concord and Elkhart tied at 7.
That's the game of interest for this one.
Yes.
Winner of this plays the winner of that next week.
Winner of this, winner of that.
There you go.
I like it. That's good stuff.
Bounces around. It is going to be picked up and taken to the 37-yard line. Rodney Gates with at least his 2nd return of the night. Good field position for Elkhart Memorial. And Let's see what they do with the offense now. We've seen them do some different things. Wildcat formation exclusively on the last drive. Went with a traditional quarterback. And their quarterback, Tyler Lehner, has thrown for over 1,100 yards and 13 touchdowns this season.
And he's a 3-year starter, so
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised that they don't have him on the field more. He is on the field currently.
Shotgun formation, trips out to the right. One running back in the backfield. Ivan Suin back there. One receiver left as well. The fake handoff, and wrapped up in the backfield is Tyler Lehner as J.T. Thomas got through there and brings him down.
Yeah, and that was just, I mean, J.T. Thomas did exactly what you're supposed to do as a linebacker. He attacked the mesh and just nailed the quarterback right when he made his decision on whether he was going to give or keep.
A loss of 3 yards. Second time Thomas has been in the backfield for a stop tonight. Second down and 13 Memorial from its own 34. Connor Addison runs over to guard the slot on the left side. He was uncovered over there. Mishawaka sets up the defense. Lehner takes the snap under pressure, and he's going to be hit in the backfield once again. Bo Brown was the first man to get through there. Lehner's going to be sacked, and it's going to be third down and long for the Chargers.
We're going to give Willis the sack on that one. He was the one that ended up taking him down, but Mishawaka applying pressure. And when you see that many guys up at the line of scrimmage, you got to get rid of that ball really, really fast. And Memorial just didn't get rid of it fast enough.
Loss of 6 on the sack makes it 3rd and 27 for the Chargers from their own 20-yard line. Trips out to the right once again. Lehner wants to throw. Under pressure, and he's brought down again. Third consecutive time he's dropped in the backfield as Bo Brown brings him down at the 20.
Yeah, that was a great job. I mean, he just bum rushed. His man was able to get into the backfield very, very quickly and bring down the quarterback for the sack. And now it's going to be 4th and an absolute mile back on the 20-yard line.
Every play went a little bit farther back in that sequence. A couple of sacks and a tackle for loss with now under 6 to play. 4th down and 27 for Memorial from its 20. Snap, and the punt is going to be blocked. Bo Brown gets it, picks it up, and takes it to the 1-yard line.
That was a great punt block. I believe it was him and Willis were both back there to try to get a hand on the punt, and they just block it, and it just deadens right at their feet, and he's able to pick it up and take it all the way down to the 1-yard line, and we've got deja vu because we've got 1st and goal at the 1.
Everything went right defensively for Mishawaka in that series. A tackle for loss, 2 sacks, and then a blocked punt, and Bo Brown picked it up. He blocked it, and he picked it up and takes it to the 1-yard line, and that's where Mishawaka will have the football with 5:42 to play in the first half, leading 17-0.
Pretty easy decision here. I think you just turn around and hand it to Mason again and count your points.
Don't get too fancy.
That's all I'm saying. The fancy offensive coordinator is the one that gets beat, okay?
That's true.
If it works, just keep on doing it.
1st and goal from the 1. Fisher under center. He will give it to Fowler on the scissor play. Fowler goes left into the end zone. Touchdown, Mishawaka.
Yeah, just an easy counter play there, and Fowler got touched briefly on his way into the end zone as he went around the left side for the 6.
One play on the drive, and it's 23-0 with 5:39 to play in the first half. The defense setting up that possession, obviously defense and special teams. As Bo Brown gets a high five on the sideline after that block punt that he had, and he also had one of the sacks and helped cause the other one for that matter. George with the kick of the extra point, and it is Mishawaka 24, Elkhart Memorial nothing with 5:39 to play in the first half of this 5A sectional matchup.
All right, Sean, it says to add medium tempo music to the background. I need you to hum for me.
Right.
No, just kidding. U.S. Sign Crafters.
Here we go.
There you go.
Mishawaka band.
U.S. Sign Crafters, innovative design, professional project management, quality manufacturing and installation. That's the U.S. Sign Crafters difference. If your company needs to make an impression, call U.S. Sign Crafters. Hundreds of other businesses have, like Whirlpool Corporation, Legends of Notre Dame, and Granger Community Church. When you call U.S. Sign Crafters, you can relax because your sign project is done professionally, on time, and on budget, just like the new Alumni Plaza here at Mishawaka High School. Check out their work and learn more at ussignCrafters.com.
Very good. 24-0, Mishawaka on top. As the Cavemen line up for yet another kickoff, and also worth noting that Mishawaka will have the football to start the second half, already leading by 24 points. Concord and Elkhart Central playing in the other 5A sectional semifinal tonight. Winners play next week. Now a high pooch kick comes to the right side. Fair catch was called for by Ellie.
Smart.
Yep. Fair catch by 22, Graham Eli.
Yeah, nothing good can happen on a pooch punt or pooch kick when you're the receiving team. And that ball just hangs in the air, and everybody from the other team is just bearing down on your location. So very smart play by the young man to put his hand in the air and get that fair catch.
So let's see. Elkhart Memorial will have it 1st and 10 from its own 32, with Mishawaka leading 24-0. Everything went right for the Cavemen defense the last time Memorial had it. Now they're going to go with Derek Woods, the junior running back from the Wildcat once again. Receiver left, receiver right. Woods takes the direct snap, runs to the right, bottled up, tries to cut it back inside, and gets dropped by J.T. Thomas.
And J.T. Thomas is just making a living in the backfield against this Memorial Charger offense, and just does another great job of getting there in the backfield and bringing down Woods for a loss. They're going to give him forward progress, I guess, so it's going to be no gain on the play.
Not quite a tackle for loss.
Pretty close. Pretty close.
Yeah, I thought he had him in the backfield as well. Because that cutback, that was his own decision to try to bounce it back inside again.
Correct.
2nd down and 10, though, from the 32 with 5 to play in the first half. Woods takes the snap, looks left, goes right, has a running lane this time, and manages to get across the 45 up to the 47-yard line, where Elkhart Memorial will have a first down.
And the tackle again made by J.T. Thomas, but this time it was about 15 yards downfield. And nice job of getting upfield by Woods. He kind of did a little fake to the left, came back to the right, and it was just enough to gain a step on the front of Mishawaka.
1st and 10, Chargers from their own 47 with 4:35 to play in the first half. 24-0. The Cavemen lead the Chargers. Clap of the hands, high snap to the right. Woods takes it, though, zips through defenders and takes it up to the 46.
That's Derek Woods, the ball.
Well, he's found some lanes the last couple plays.
Yes, he has.
And that has been basically their offense so far. It's been pretty much Woods all night. And again, he's run for over 700 yards coming into tonight, 342 receiving yards. As Vince said, they're Swiss Army knife, doing a little bit of everything.
Well, and he has been the offense so far tonight. I mean, he's had a couple incomplete passes, but he's been the offense.
Takes it to the right and gets dropped in the backfield. It's Bo Brown shooting through there to stop him. Bo Brown, who had 3 tackles for loss coming into tonight, drops him for a 2-yard loss, and it's going to be 3rd down.
So basically, if you know Bo Brown and you know J.T. Thomas, you're going to be in decent shape because they're both playing excellent tonight on the defensive side of the ball.
3rd down and 4, Memorial. Woods claps his hands to take the snap, and we have a timeout taken by Mishawaka. Comes with 3:22 to play in the first half. The Cavemen maybe will make a defensive personnel adjustment before this 3rd down play upcoming, leading 24-0.
Sean, let me tell you about my good friends at Ace Home Appliance Center, Michiana's largest home appliance center. First, you'll find a great selection of Maytag, Amana, Whirlpool, and KitchenAid appliances. Plus, you'll have peace of mind knowing that Ace Home Appliance Center sells only appliances made in the USA, and they service everything they sell. Save even more money when you shop the Dave Ramsey Scratch and Dent inventory with new truckloads arriving monthly. Ace Home Appliance Center, located at 810 East McKinley in Mishawaka, the store that service built.
Thank you very much, Vince DiDario.
You're welcome.
3 minutes and 22 seconds to play in the first half with Mishawaka on top of Elkhart Memorial, 24-0. 3 different Cavemen, Justin Fisher, Andrew Mason, and Ethan Fowler have scored touchdowns tonight. And a 36-yard field goal by Connor George.
And there it is.
3rd down and 4 Memorial from the Mishawaka 47-yard line. Woods, the running back in the Wildcat, claps his hands, takes the snap, goes to the right. He will pick up about a yard and then gets pushed backwards.
Did you see who made that tackle?
It looks like it
Rux?
was. Was it Rux?
Rux or Brown?
Oh.
Got it right the first time.
Okay. Pickup of a yard makes it 4th and 3.
Well, and obviously in this situation, down 24-0, you're in 4-down territory for Memorial. They're definitely going to go for it here.
Mishawaka with 4 down linemen up on the front. As Woods takes the snap, he will take it high and run out to his left. Coming to the near side, he is cut off and pushed out of bounds by Devon Parker.
Well, what a great job by Devon Parker, because everybody else was blocked, and Woods just about had the corner and could have turned it up. And Devon Parker comes in and actually gets a tackle for a loss on that one, pushes Woods out of bounds to get the turnover on downs. Great job by Parker.
Don't see that for a cornerback very often, a tackle for loss. He had a season-high 6 tackles a couple of weeks ago against Penn, but unfortunately I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that Penn was running the ball quite a bit downfield.
Right, yeah, and you'd love to see some aggression out of your corners, and anytime you can get physical play in the run game by those guys, you're doing something right.
Mishawaka takes over at its own 49, 2:33 to play in the first half. They have 2 timeouts remaining. Donovan Snyder will be the fullback. Burris the left halfback, Fowler the right halfback. Snap and the handoff goes to Snyder. He'll take it up to the Elkhart Memorial 48-yard line. The clock will run as Mishawaka gets back to the line of scrimmage quickly.
And they're not in a huge hurry here. They do get the ball, like you said, coming out of the half. They got about 2 minutes to play here. You love the score at the end of the half, get the ball at the beginning of the half scenario, but it doesn't look like Mishawaka is in too big of a hurry at the moment.
John Welsh on the field as the right split in. Fowler goes in motion from right wing and offside on Elkhart Memorial. Looks like it's actually going to be the cornerback jumping off sides.
I think it was the one closest to us, wasn't it?
It's going to be 2nd and 2.
He got a little excited because he saw the motion by Fowler and came across the line a little bit, so another 5-yard penalty.
Under 2 to play in the first half. It's going to be 2nd down and 2 now from the Memorial 43. Fisher behind center. He will take the snap, veer to the right to Donovan Snyder, up to the 40. It's a first down for Mishawaka, brought to you by Kevin Putz of First Midwest Mortgage.
Cavemen first down. Tackle by 50.
Clock stops at 1:34 to play in the first half as Mishawaka shuttles personnel in and out. Tanner Klein comes in to partake in some offensive line play.
A lot of personnel shuffling, which kind of it's more than we've seen so far this year on the offensive side and the defensive side for that matter.
Yeah, there really is. Fisher takes a snap, rolling out to the left. Fisher trying to get the corner, does not do so. He is tracked down and tackled as he just gets back to the line of scrimmage. Graham Eli tracked him down from behind, and it's going to be 2nd and 10.
And, they're on the 40-yard line, and we'll give them no gain on that one. But with the clock ticking, Mishawaka only really has to run one more play if that's what they so desire.
Fisher will take it. He'll roll out to the right. Fires, caught underneath by Ethan Fowler. Fowler scoots on up inside the 35-yard line where he's pushed out of bounds. Dylan Rost pushed him out over there, and they spot him at the 34, and there is a Memorial player down on the field.
So a 6-yard gain for number 6 on the reception.
And Memorial player looks like he is really in pain out there. One of the defensive linemen, but he is down on his back, and I can't see who it is. Can you see a number out there, Vince?
Cannot.
He'll sit up here and just, 74. Zaris Dillon is the injured player as he is helped up to his feet and will walk off on his own power to the Memorial sideline. 40 seconds to play in the first half. Of course, we'll do our best to bring you the U.S. Sign Crafters scoreboard show at halftime. Hopefully we get our hands on a few scores, and we'll bring you the statistics. Brought to you by RBI's Unlimited. Mishawaka up to the line of scrimmage with 40 seconds to play in the half. Play fake. Deep throw down to the left. Caught by Donovan Snyder inside the 10-yard line.
That was a nice ball by Fisher and an even nicer catch by Snyder because he high-pointed that ball, went up and got it. That was impressive all around.
He takes it down to the 9-yard line. So what a 31-yard pickup on that play. That is his third play in the 30-yard range. He had a 29-yard run, a 37-yard run earlier?
Yeah, he had a 29 and a 36.
36?
Yes, sir.
And so then that reception there of 31 yards. Now it's going to be first and goal Mishawaka at the 9 with 33 seconds left in the first half.
I want to know when the last time Fisher threw 4 balls in the first half.
Yeah, no kidding.
Probably never, but.
And it was kind of looking like Mishawaka was going to be content just to go to the locker room with the 24-point lead because they do have the ball to start the second half, but then they sprung that play out there.
Well, I'll tell you what, and I know obviously the coaching staff has seen what Justin Fisher can do with the ball in his hands, but that was a pretty ball. I mean, he put it up there and allowed his guy to go up and get it. And, and like I said, it was a great catch by Snyder because he went up and high-pointed and got it at the highest point. But, man, I know what Mishawaka runs offensively, but I'd be tempted to throw it a little bit with Justin Fisher.
Yeah. Ball is on the left hash mark, and I think they thought maybe they were going to throw a little bit more this year, but they haven't. That scissor play goes to the left. It's Fowler into the end zone. Touchdown Mishawaka from 9 yards away.
Yeah, and that scissors play has worked out. A little counter has worked out really well so far for Mishawaka. They've gotten big plays off of it. They've scored at least 2 touchdowns off of it, and they're not really opening up the playbook here tonight. They're kind of giving what Memorial is giving them and just executing.
Ethan Fowler, the halfback who was a guest on Cavemen Corner earlier this week with his 5th and 6th touchdown runs of the season. That one makes it 30-0. The snap and the placement and the kick is good for Connor George. And it is a 31-0 lead for Mishawaka with 29 seconds left in the first half.
Your 401k is likely one of your most important assets, but it's only one part of a comprehensive retirement strategy. Edward Jones can help you understand how your retirement assets fit into your entire retirement picture so you can work toward meeting your unique retirement goals. Call Matt Carroll, your Mishawaka Edward Jones financial advisor, at 1704 East Day Road. You can visit Jones Making Sense of Investing, member SI.
Mishawaka to play in the first half. We await the final kickoff, or what should be the final kickoff of the first half.
Oh.
You're right about that. Seen a couple kickoffs from Connor George, a couple squib kickoffs from Connor George. The pooch kickoff is last time. See what we get here. approach. We'll squib this one right up. Ball. Scoop. Memorial. And Dylan. If you're watching on the Mishawaka Network, have time guest tonight.
Oh,
Play it on the video.
Got it.
So they'll have that, and then a little bit later in the half, we'll have our U.S. Signcrafter scoreboard show as well as our stats. Direct snap to Lehner. They throw to the right. It is incomplete on the far sideline.
19 seconds to go.
We might actually get the scoreboard show. I think we have scores from. We'll get that. Yeah, we will. Out of the way. First thing at halftime. Crafters. All right. 19. The snap. He is going to be spun back. Was the in there down. Looked like finally Joe Willis.
JT Thomas has just been a thorn in Memorial's side and just been in that backfield all night long. And that's going to end the first half.
Yes, it does. And that brings us to our halftime show with Mishawaka leading 31-0. Halftime presented by the Mishawaka Education Foundation. Vince, go ahead and give us a sponsor, too, as I get these scores queued up.
Beyond the Cave is a special partnership between Mishawaka Education Foundation and School City of Mishawaka to help School City students explore a plan for career education options following high school. In the Beyond the Cave Center, trained volunteers assist students and their parents to explore careers and post-secondary education and to succeed in applying for admission and scholarships. Contact the Mishawaka High School Guidance Department to schedule and apply for you and students today. edu.org.
All right. Let me go ahead and tell you some of the scores on the U.S. Signcrafters halftime scoreboard show, Sectional 2. Again, the winner of this game plays the winner of that game next week. And in Sectional 11, Fort Wayne Northrop leads Goshen 3-0. 4A, Sectional 18, New Prairie 7, Culver Academy 0. That same sectional, Plymouth on top of South Bend St. Joe 14-6. In Sectional 19, East Noble came into the night undefeated. They lead DeKalb 28-0. Northwood and Leo scoreless. And those are the only scores that we have as of right now, it looks like.
All right, very good.
That's your U.S. Signcrafter scoreboard show. Give us another sponsor or two, Vince, and then we will send it to Dean Hubbard on the Mishawaka Network with the Mishawaka Education Foundation.
Mishawaka Education Foundation wish list is a way for School City of Mishawaka teachers and staff to receive items that are needed to aid them in helping their students.
Tonight for your halftime entertainment, the Marching Cavemen.
This wish list will request of $2 or less. It may be used as many times a year as these items. The entire wish, or of course you can search Mishawaka Education Foundation. Tonight's fourth-quarter scripture several. Your team makes it look good.
Drum majors, is your band ready? Take the field. First up for your halftime entertainment, the popular song by Blink-182. Here is All the Small Things. Next up from the band Jimmy Eat World, here is The Middle. Finally, one of our favorites from Queen. Here is Crazy Little Thing Called Love.
Hi, this is Dean Huppert, and you're watching the Mishawaka Education Foundation Halftime Report. I'm pleased to be here with our director of the band, Dennis Gamble. Talk about the exciting things that are happening. I know you just had a big concert this week, and that's just the beginning.
Oh, everything is going great this year. We took the band to a contest maybe a month or so ago, got a solid gold rating. 3 judges unanimously liked us. We're always looking for new opportunities to get out and play in the community. The football games are going spectacular. We are so happy with our numbers. We have middle school kids coming up in abundance. We have, Caleb Chamberlain and I see about 400 kids a day.
Just incredible.
And we looking at the middle school, we don't even have time to turn around and breathe. It's a really good problem to have.
When you talk about that, and obviously this is going at halftime of the football game, the excitement that creates for your kids, the energy of a Friday night, it's not just going out for the football game at halftime and pregame, but you have a pregame show on the steps, and you also, the entrance is a great tradition that Mishawaka has.
Yeah, we are all about tradition. There are some traditions here. The first school I worked at, 35 years ago, we didn't have very many traditions. But when I got the opportunity to come to Mishawaka, it was just so exciting. There are so many new things we're allowed to do. There are so many community outreaches. One of my favorite things about this community by far is the alumni. I just love the alumni. Give a little shout out to my mother. My mother is a member of the class of 1952 from Mishawaka High School. And when I got this job, she was thrilled. And she was telling me about the traditions back in the 1950s and 1960s here. And this is a spectacular place to be.
You guys do such an amazing job working with the alumni, working with the cheerleaders, with athletics. I know you're pulled in a lot of different directions. The pride that you have just in Mishawaka and representing, when those kids put the uniform on, we talk about it in athletics. When you put Mishawaka on your chest, there's a sense of responsibility there. You must have that same sense of responsibility.
Oh, it's almost a different demeanor. We put these uniforms on, and all of a sudden, the kids are a little squirrely. Kids are kids. But we get the uniform on, and all of a sudden, I'm at attention, I'm ready to kick it.
Right.
And we're really, really proud of them.
And in the summer, we see you guys out there and working in the heat, and that preparation that those kids put in at that time, I know it's very difficult, but how does that play into the regular season, and to know that, okay, when contest season comes, these guys have not just started this in August and September, they've been doing it for a long time.
Yeah. Well, that working together over the summer just builds so many relationships. They become friends, they become allies, they become critics of each other, and they work together so hard and they sweat together, and after that's all over, they realize, hey, I'm putting something in here, and now I get to see the outcome.
Yeah. Talk about your background and just your love for music. Where did that come from? Was your mother part of that?
Oh, of course. My mother played the violin and sang in the choir here back in the 1950s. I started playing the trumpet when I was 10 years old. I decided right away I was going to be a band director from that moment. So I've wanted to be a band director for 50 odd years. And, I went to South Bend Riley. I played all the way through. I ended up in IU Bloomington and spent 6 years down there getting a master's degree. And I've been doing this for 35 years, and there's nothing in the world else I could do. It's just a spectacular thing to do. I'm also on the faculty at IU South Bend, and I'm teaching undergraduates now how to do this, which is really exciting.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. People may see you as a middle school band director, they may see you as a high school band director, but a college professor, and just the expertise that you bring, the love for this music, the love for band, where it's taken you. It's been quite a ride for you, and there's still so many more things to come.
Yeah. Well, I teach 4 classes at IUSB, which makes me a 60% college professor. But that's not really even work. That's just fun. That's just getting out and just talking about all the wonderful experiences I've had in 35 years.
Yeah. When you think about our band and what's coming up, I know we're in the middle of contest season, and there are things that you guys prepare for, and it's not just Friday nights, but there's some Saturday mornings, Saturday afternoons that are very, very important.
Oh yeah, we have an active jazz ensemble, and we took them to the South Bend Jazz Festival last weekend. We had them play at the IUSB Jazz Festival a month or so ago. They're playing this Thursday night at a local music store, at Quinlan & Faber's Music Store. The concert band season is ramping up. With the football season kind of ramping down, we're putting together 2 big concert bands. Looking forward to a big concert in December. So.
And finally, just when you think about parents and kids that may be interested in band, they're not sure if they want to do that in 7th or 8th grade, but they want to know how. How would they do that? Do they talk to people at John Young Middle School, and are there obstacles that they can overcome that maybe they have questions saying, oh, I don't know if I could ever do that?
Well, the first thing I want to say is that one of the most prevalent questions I get is, if I'm in sports, can I do music? And oh my goodness, absolutely yes, we encourage. I love having football players in the band. Now, obviously we don't make them march during halftime. You know, and that's obvious. But as long as they're serving Mishawaka High School, they are part of our family.
And that's part of the philosophy that we have in athletics also, is work together with music, with the arts. And if a kid wants to be involved in Mishawaka, they have that opportunity.
Absolutely correct.
Well, I appreciate your time. Thank you very much. This has been Dennis Gamble, and you've been watching the Mishawaka Education Foundation Halftime Report.
With Vince D'Addario, Sean Stiers, as the Mishawaka Education Foundation halftime show continues. We had our headsets off for a little bit. We put them back on, and they felt like ice cubes.
I know. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, I don't want to be a weenie and tell Sean that's what I feel like.
That's right. Halftime stats are powered by RBIs Unlimited. Help your child's statistics improve next season for baseball or softball with hitting lessons and workouts at RBIs Unlimited, West 6th Street, Mishawaka.
All right, so Justin Fisher, 6 carries, 30 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 of 4 in the air for 46 yards. That's a stat we don't read very often. Donovan Snyder, 10 carries, 91 yards, 2 receptions for 40. We've got Mason. He's 3 carries, 12 yards, 1 touchdown. Fowler had 3 carries for 13 yards, but 2 scores. He also caught a ball for 6 yards. Connor George, 4-4 from the PAT. He had a field goal. It was 36 yards long, so that rounds out your scoring. And, and penalties. Mishawaka had 1 penalty for 5 yards. Elkhart Memorial had 5 penalties for 26 yards.
Do you have any defensive numbers here at halftime?
I have a few. Let's see here. Leading tackler thus far, JT Thomas has 5 solo tackles. I believe 3 or 4 of them are for loss. Rux has 2. Bo Brown has 3 total tackles. 2 of them are sacks. Willis has a sack as well. And we cannot forget about Bo Brown's punt block, recovery, and run as well.
Good point. Yeah, some big plays made by the defense in the first half. It hasn't just been the offense. Elkhart Memorial's very first play, Eggendorfer recovered that fumble, and then, as you said, I mean, it was 2 sacks and a tackle for loss that led to that Bo Brown block punt. So,
well, honestly, for Mishawaka, the numbers that I read off are pretty pedestrian offensively. I mean, they didn't need to put up big numbers, and the score is still 31-0 at halftime.
They've had pretty good field position quite a bit tonight.
Yes.
So, again, your halftime stats powered by RBIs Unlimited. Help your child's stats improve next season for baseball or softball with hitting lessons and workouts from RBIs Unlimited. Hit us with a couple more sponsors before the second half, Vince.
Okay, how about this one here? Of course, the one on top is RBIs Unlimited.
Of course.
I'll come back to them.
Okay.
All right. Every Rossini's pizza is carefully made with homemade dough and the freshest ingredients. Plus, Rossini's has added to their sandwich lineup, now serving a tender and delicious Chicago-style Italian beef on fresh bread, complete with au jus, pepperoncini, or hot giardiniera, I'm going to butcher that word, peppers on request. Try that one right there. Giardiniera.
Wow, I don't think I've ever seen that
All right,
either.
I don't feel bad now. Try one today.
Giardina? I don't know.
Try one today. Visit Rossini'sCarryout.com for downloadable coupons. Rossini Pizza, carryout pizza, and sandwiches you're proud to bring home. Lincoln Way East in Mishawaka, across from Beeger School.
Sales guys never give us pronunciation guides either. They just think we're supposed to be able to figure all these things out.
But they like to underline and make everything caps. That is the one thing. They're open daily at 4, by the way, is Rossini's Pizza.
Score update, by the way. Portage leading Penn 6-3. How about that?
A low-scoring affair.
Yeah, a team that Mishawaka beat pretty handily in the opener. Portage. Warsaw and Chesterton tied at 14, and at last check, Elkhart Central still leading Concord 21-14. And again, Mishawaka would potentially play the winner of that game as long as this game here holds. And so what we're looking at right now, a 31-0 lead. Mishawaka is going to have the football to start the second half. So Mishawaka, if they can go down and score a touchdown on this drive, that would start that running clock for the second half. I'm not trying to get ahead of ourselves.
I wasn't going to bring it up, but I would be lying if I said I didn't would do it to get us to that point.
Right.
And if I was the sideline reporter, which I was a lot of the playoffs last year,
that's true too.
I would have really been wishing at this point for that to happen, since it's a little nippy outside.
It is a little
today.
chilly tonight, even in here, but
Second quarter score. Elkhart
we're
Central
spoiled
21,
sitting in the press box.
21.
To a degree, I would agree with you. But you know, short that I can't sit down and watch the game. I literally half the field is blocked out for me right now.
Well, I'm shorter than you.
So I'm going to have that I was. So I'm
Time show presented by Mishawaka Education Foundation, granting a better future. Your reads are better than mine. Third quarter is powered by Kyle's Auto Repair, reminding you have your car's oil changed every 3 months or 3,000 miles at Kyle's, Lincoln Way East in Mishawaka. Off.
You got reads, I got reads.
I know, it's all about the reads tonight.
Double teaming it.
Burris and Parker back deep for the Cavemen.
The first kickoff return for Mishawaka of the night.
That's true. This will be the first Memorial kickoff, assuming it's a full kickoff, as Rodney Gates has the ball on the tee with the approach. Low and sidewinding. It's caught by Burris on the near side. Burris with a little stutter step. Jukes inside. Cuts across the 35 and up to the 37-yard line. Gang tackled there as he didn't want to go down.
Well, and that's the best of both. That's the best of all worlds. When you're a return and as it was, and he was able to catch it at full sprint at about the 20 and just get a great head of steam going forward. He was able to pick up some good yardage on that return. Normally, you have to settle under it and then start from zero when you catch the ball. He was able to get a running start.
They actually give him the 39-yard line on forward progress. So 1st and 10, Cavemen, 31-0 at the start of the second half. Drew Mason, the fullback, Justin Fisher, the quarterback, Ethan Fowler, Donovan Snyder on the wings. Snyder goes in motion from the left wing to the right. Jarvis Delk split out wide left. And John Welch, it looks like, is the split in to the right side. Seconds on the play clock as they just get it off. The dive goes to Mason. After what that was, Mason 3 yards out of it.
Well, they were definitely taking their time. Maybe they were trying to dissect exactly how they wanted to go about that numerous front.
There, it looked like Mason had more forward progress than that. But
agreed.
I've been surprised by a lot of spots this year. Let's put it that way. Mason runs to the sideline, now back out to the field. After the play. 11 on the play clock. They're going to flirt with it again, but I mean, in part they want it that way. Quarterback follow right up the gut as Fisher follows Mason. He'll be close to the 45. It looks like the 44 where it's going to be.
But and I'll give the guys in stripes a little bit of credit. It is difficult, and a lot of times, especially with this Mishawaka offense, it's a moving scrum. And so sometimes it can be hard to get the spot right.
True.
Exactly correct. You're have been. Let's call this.
5 Mishawaka from its own 44. Mason the fullback, Fisher the quarterback. 12 on the play clock. Snyder goes in motion. Play fake. Fisher wants to throw under pressure, and he's going to be dropped for a sack by Eli.
22.
Well, that was really good field by him. He just ball and thinking about running with it, he was being taken down. He was in the grasp of an Elkhart Memorial Charger. So good play by Memorial to force the first punt of the game for Mishawaka.
We don't get to say play fake too often with this Mishawaka offense. Connor George lines up to punt for the first time. He'll set up at his own 22. The loss back to the 35. George takes the snap, gets it away. It is short, sidewinding to the near side. Bounds right at midfield.
It's going to be a 15-yard punt.
They're going to spot it at the 47.
Oh, I was looking at the line judge over here, so it's actually
I was too.
Even less than that.
He looked like he was going to spot it at the 50, but then
well, he's still standing there, which leads me to believe he's not overly happy with what his friends have done. But so it's a 12-yard punt.
Are they going to? Yeah, he's still standing at the 50.
Right, and that's his call. His call is where the ball goes out of bounds. I don't know why they're arguing with him.
And they're going to finally move it another 3 yards back.
I love it.
There we go.
I love it.
So now it is at the 50.
He wasn't moving either. That's what I like. You know what? That man held his water, and he was going to stay right at that spot.
My call, dudes. Shotgun snap to Lehner is fired and nearly intercepted by Devon Parker. Fired over to the right. Parker broke it up, his second breakup of the night. He's having a good night.
Well, and I'll tell you what, that was a great job on his part because he kind of stayed back just a little bit when that ball went in the air, and then he broke on it right at the right moment so that he would break it when he wouldn't pass interfere. It was a great job there by.
Second and 10 at the 50-yard line for Memorial. Lehner, the quarterback in the game, with Woods, the running back, to his right. Twins to the right. Lehner takes the snap, looking to the right, fires it to the flat, caught by Woods, who stops and gets tackled for loss on that pass. Negative yards tonight is to make, again, Parker one of the first men there, and a couple other Cavemen as well.
Yeah, that was a great job. There were 3 Mishawaka defenders right there waiting on that swing pass. And a good job by the secondary as well because Memorial wanted to go deep on that and able down to the swing pass, and Mishawaka was all over that as well.
3rd and 12 Memorial, now from its own 48-yard line. Lehner from the shotgun, suing the running back to once incomplete, away from the outstretched arms of Danye Higgins. More Memorial send the line.
What, he had Higgins wide open on the crossing pattern, and if he hits them, he's about 5 yards shy of the first down marker, but with room to run, and it would have been really interesting down.
8 minutes and 51 seconds to play in the repair. 1-0 Mishawaka. Eli to punt. Low line drive over the head, and Snyder to the end. The touchback will bring the ball out.
There is nothing like the crack of the bat, especially a huge smile. My limited realizes field or softball diamond doesn't come easy. There are a lot of factors involved, but nothing beats proper fundamentals and lots of practice. Give your son or daughter the opportunity to enjoy success next spring with lessons or by attending open hitting sessions at RBI's Unlimited. RBI's offer to kids of all ages and talent levels in a fun and safe environment. Learn at RBI on West 6th Street in Mishawaka.
Mishawaka 1st and 10 from its own 20, leading Elkhart Memorial 31-0. Sectional game. Fisher under center to Mason, who breaks the initial contact and spins his way up to the 29-yard line where he comes down on his back. A 9-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 1.
Yeah, and a nice pickup there by Mason. He's not really known for breaking the big play, but 9 yards, that's a great start. Your entire playbook is open to you at 2nd and 1.
Mishawaka offense stands at the line of scrimmage and lets the play clock wind with counting to play in the Kyle's Auto Repair 3rd quarter. Center will again hand it to Mason. Outside fair to the right, breaks contact and gets it up to the 45-yard line. Another first down to you, First Midwest Morgan.
14 yards. First contact and really making a play. Kind of comes up hobbling, though, which is not a good sign for Mishawaka.
25, Tyon Wilter.
Yep, Drew Mason limping just a little bit. Scored his 9th touchdown of the season earlier tonight. 1st and 10, Cavemen from their own 45 and 40 to repair 3rd. Fisher center. Fisher will keep it. Go to now the 40. With us down at the 20.
Fisher, he had all kinds of green grass to make something happen there. Big play by the call it.
Mishawaka on the march once again. The first down brought to you by 7:25 to play in the 3rd. Fisher stands behind center. 1st and 10 from the 25 of the fullback. Will take it off on the outside again. He churns those legs forward to the 21-yard line. Pick up a 4.
Gain of 4.
Mishawaka is just going to take what's given to them here. They're just going to hand it off up the middle, take 4 or 5 yards a chunk, and if they can get more than that, that's just an added bonus. Tick away.
The churning, confounding option offense of Mishawaka. Just grinding out clock, leading 31-0. Fisher keeps it himself again and goes right. Fisher dives toward the sideline, up close to the 18-yard line. The initial contact by Dylan Rost. Gets a couple out of it, and it's going to be 3rd down and 3. Fisher standing in the backfield, looking to the Mishawaka sideline as the Cavemen continue to let seconds tick away on the clock with 5 minutes and 50 seconds to play in the Calzada Repair 3rd. Mason will be the fullback down in the 3-point stance. Fowler and Snyder on the wings. Fowler goes in motion. The keeper by Fisher goes to the left this time after faking the handoff. He has a 1st down and more, and then pushed backwards. I think they stripped the ball away from him.
Yep.
He had a 1st down from Kevin Putz of First Midwest Mortgage. It'll be a fumble, though, and Elkhart Memorial football.
Yeah, and it was a nice run by Fisher. He was kind of in some traffic there, and like we kind of mentioned at the top of the game, it's difficult to hold on to the ball in weather like this. It's just cold. The ball is just hard as a rock, literally, and it's tough. And it's the 2nd time Fisher's put the ball on the ground.
Yep, the first time they recovered, I mean, he was fighting for extra yards there and a gang tackle by Memorial, so it was looking like Mishawaka was about to score once again after Fisher took it all the way down around the 10-yard line. But now Woods, the Memorial running back, is going to take the snap out of the Wildcat, scoots his way to the right, bumped out of bounds by Milan Burris on the Memorial sideline. That'll stop the clock with 5:20 to play in the Calzada Repair 3rd.
Gain of 9, 2nd and 1.
Connor Addison shuttling off the field for the Cavemen on the near sideline. Pickup of 9 yards makes it 2nd and 1 Chargers from their own 21. Derek Woods takes the direct snap once again, wants to go to the left. He will be wrapped up by J.T. Thomas as he crosses the 20. He's going to be close to 1st down yardage, and they will move the sticks.
Yep, they are going to give it to him, but a nice play by J.T. Thomas to come up and make that stop. And it was only a 1-yard gain, but it was enough for the 1st down.
Gain of 1. Memorial 1st down.
Memorial 1st and 10 from their own 22. Trailing Mishawaka 31-0 in this sectional semifinal on the 5A bracket. Again, the winner of this game gets the winner of Elkhart Central and Concord next week in the sectional championship. Woods takes the snap, picking his way to his right, but is going to be stopped for a loss again by J.T. Thomas.
Just making play after play. Number 21, J.T. Thomas. And how, I mean,
Loss of 1.
it's very clear, but how about that transfer for Mishawaka of J.T. Thomas coming in from South Bend Adams for his senior year? I mean, holy cow, what an impact he's had.
Absolutely. For loss. In. Now second down and 12. Lehner, the quarterback, in. Fires it to the sideline. Short pass caught and out of bounds quickly by Tyson Mason.
Tyler Lehner's pass complete to Tyron Mason.
And let's see
Nick Davis ran him
just
out of
exactly
bounds.
how much they give him. It's going to be third down and long. We'll see how long. It picks up 2, and it's going to be 3rd and 10. Sewin in the backfield. Trips left for Elkhart Memorial. Ball on the right hash mark with 4:12 to play in the Calzada Repair third. Blitz, J.T. Thomas coming through. Lehner gets the pass away. It sails out of bounds, though. He saw J.T. Thomas bearing down on him and got it out of there as quickly as he could.
That was a self-preservation play there by the Memorial quarterback because he saw 2-1, and that 2-1 was getting bigger and bigger very, very quickly. So he just chucked it out of bounds and will live to play another game.
Absolutely right about that one. So Elkhart Memorial will punt. 4:07 to play in the Calzada Repair third with Mishawaka. There's the snap. Eli with the punt. Donovan Snyder takes it at his own 42, gets past one defender, gets past 2 more as he takes it into Memorial territory. Up to, where are they going to spot him? 48 or 49?
Look like the 48 to me, but you know, it depends on where they're going to spot.
We've been wrong before.
We've been wrong a lot. My wife reminds me daily.
Don't we all? The cat. Yep, they're going to say 49.
Of course they are, because we said 48.
Yeah.
They got a ear.
I think we were right on that one.
I think we were too. Forward progress.
1st and 10 Cavemen at the Elkhart Memorial 49. Mishawaka leading 31-0. It's Drew Mason, the fullback. Fisher is Drew Tetzlaff, running left wing. Halfback comes in motion, then stops in the backfield. Goes in motion again. The give is to Mason, who churns his way forward up across the 45, close to the 43-yard line.
Nice 5-yard there.
They spot him at the 44. Maybe we're just a yard off all the time. I don't know. Chilly night under the lights here at Steel Stadium, November 1st. By to fall. Yes. Hand off to Mason, who hits a stone wall that time, trying to go lies on the play.
Legal procedure against the Cavemen.
It's going to be a procedure against Mishawaka. Boy, there's a Memorial player there who's defensive lineman who's banged up as well. I think it is Renico Stout, the sophomore defensive lineman. He must have been the one.
Yeah, I mean, he literally looked like he hit a brick wall when Mason got the ball. I mean, it was just bang and just went back the other direction.
And Stout was more banged up than Mason ended up being. Procedure makes it 2nd down and 10. Scissors play goes to the left. Fowler runs into, looked like maybe the back of his own man, but takes it to the 45, and it's going to be 3rd down.
Braden Weston on the tackle.
Yeah, it's going to be 3rd and
2:45 to play in the Calzada Repair 3rd. No offense here in the 3rd quarter for either team. Mishawaka led 31-0 at halftime, and that is the score right now. Fisher behind center with 7 on the play clock. Crouches down, Mason behind him. Mason takes the handoff. Middle. Fourth and
3.
Yeah, close, right around 3. I think Mishawaka is going to go for it here.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you've got nothing to lose at this point. I could see kicking and pinning them deep, but, you know, with this offense, and they've had success today, and you got to feel confident you can get 3 yards.
4th and 3 from the 42. Ball just inside the left hash mark. Mason is the fullback. Fisher will fake it to him, keep it, gets past the defender, cuts upfield, inside the 30. A flag flies. Somebody got a face mask, it looked like, and it's going to be first down.
By Fisher.
On the tackle.
Able to sidestep a tackler in the backfield and then and get upfield for the first down plus more, and then picks up the face mask on top of it. So really, really impressive play there.
Yep, they do. Hit him with a face mask.
Call that a 19-yard gain on the ground. And then they're going to pick up another 15. Or is this a half of distance to the goal situation?
First down, Cavemen at the 12.
I don't even know.
1st and 10 at the 12 in either case. They end up out of it. 31-0 Mishawaka. Fisher stands behind center. Offensive line down in their stance. 10 on the play clock now as Fisher backs away from center, bends down and says something to his fullback, Mason. 4 on the play clock. Motion. The give is to Mason. Right up the gut. He'll get a couple.
Mason.
And will be stopped short of the 10.
Just seeing Michigan pretty much the entire quarter. Pretty much gives you a running clock because they're going to run the ball the entire time. I mean, we're 45 seconds away from the end of the third quarter.
Yep, and there's about 20 seconds difference between the play clock and game clock. 36 and 18 is where it is, so 18-second difference. So they will have to run another play before the end of the third quarter. 2nd and 8 from the 11. Fisher will fake the dive, keep it himself. He goes to the right. He has a first down, still moving toward the goal line. He'll be stopped short at the 1.
Oof.
Gain of 9.
It looked like he might have fallen in, but I guess they're not going to give it to him.
A pickup of 9 yards. The first down from Kevin Putz of First Midwest Mortgage stops the clock. It will wind, and that will be the end of the Kyle's Auto Repair third quarter. Don't forget, Kyle's Auto Repair reminding you to have your cars oiled. Lincoln Way East in Mishawaka. The Cavemen lead 31-0 at the end of
an engineer with Mishawaka and our facility in his high school. And they take community. It's the annual Service Award with the South Bend Cubs, or working with other local charities and nonprofit organizations. Midland and its employees are committed to enhancing the quality of life in Michiana. Midland Engineering Company, a community partner for nearly 100 years. Visit midlandengineering.com.
In between quarters, the 3rd and the 4th, with Mishawaka leading Elkhart Memorial 31-0. The other game in this sectional, Concord has tied it up with Elkhart Central 21-all.
Ooh.
And in Class 6, and Warsaw leading Chesterton 21-14. Sectional 9, LaPorte leads Michigan City 7-0. South Bend St. Joseph trailing Plymouth Class 14-6.
That's a pretty good score there for St. Joe, considering, I mean, they're on a 2-game win streak, but they were on an 8-game losing streak going into that. So
that's right.
To stay with Plymouth is pretty impressive.
St. Joe had a rough year, but you knew once they kind of got to some smaller class schools, they would have a chance to have some success anyway.
And I just got an update. That score is actually 14-12.
All right, quarterback sneak at the start of the fourth quarter. Justin Fisher follows Ethan Sargent across the goal line. Touchdown Mishawaka. Took a while to get that signal.
Well, it was a really late call, and the entire Mishawaka offense was in the end zone, so I don't know what took so long to make that call. It was clearly a touchdown, but either way, it's another 6 on the board for Mishawaka.
So on the first play of the fourth quarter, Justin Fisher with the touchdown run, and because it is 37-0, the clock will run throughout the remainder of this fourth quarter. Took us a while to get there.
Yes, it did. Longer than I anticipated.
Connor George to attempt the extra point. High snap, placement down, kick is good. And it is 38-0. The second touchdown run of the night by Justin Fisher extends it to 38-0. And once Vince finishes his stats, he'll have a chance to tell you about another sponsor.
Yeah, why not? A stylish new garage door can change the entire look of your home. At Industrial Door of Northern Indiana, you can choose from traditional, carriage house, or other striking residential looks that will update the curb appeal of your home instantly. Visit Industrial Door of Northern Indiana's showroom at 3839 South Main Street in South Bend, or view their entire gallery, including lifestyle overhead and Mystic motorized garage screen doors at industrialdoorni.com. Industrial Door of Northern Indiana, providing quality sales, service, and installation of commercial and residential overhead doors.
Why did the clock stop?
Don't know. That's a good question.
The clock still stopped, even though the running clock, of course, goes into effect when it's 35. A 35-point spread in the second half. Squib kick is fielded at the 21-yard line. Still going on his feet on the far side of the field. It is carried out of bounds by Tyron Mason as Elkhart Memorial goes back on the offensive.
A 27-yard return. 42, Brady Huntsberger ran him out of bounds.
So Elkhart Memorial will have the football, and Tyler Lehner, the senior quarterback, third year as a starting quarterback for Memorial, back behind the center with his team down 38-0. Lehner claps his hands, awaits the snap, hands it to Woods, who picks his way through the middle, spinning a couple of times, takes it up to the Mishawaka 46-yard line. A nice pickup by Derek Woods, and Memorial will be back in Cavemen territory.
Yeah, that was a really nice run. A couple of spin moves in there to shake loose a couple of Mishawaka tacklers, and ends up picking up about 7.
Lehner will be in the shotgun. He's completed, or a run now up the middle. Derek Woods bolts through everybody all the way to the end zone. Touchdown. There is a flag back at the line of scrimmage, though, so hold everything.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's the speed and athleticism that I was talking about at the beginning of the game. And Woods just burst through the line there, had a huge hole, but it looks like it's going to be coming back.
And that is right where he ran through that huge hole, right where the flag is as well.
Did they make the official call? I'm assuming it was holding at the location of the flag, right at the line of scrimmage there.
Yep. I was trying to say that Lehner has thrown for over 1,100 yards, and as I was trying to spit it out, Woods bolted right up the middle, took it all the way in. But again, a holding call, and it's coming back. It just has not gone right for Elkhart Memorial tonight.
No, that's just a demoralizing call, too, to have a 45-plus yard touchdown run called back, and now you're staring at 2nd and 14.
Now they're back at their own 43-yard line with Mishawaka leading 38-0. Snap to Lehner, looking long, pumps it, fires it, and it is going to be complete on the far sideline.
And it's right at the sticks there, too, and it actually might be a first down, and it is. They're moving the chain, so good job by Memorial. Pick up that first down.
Damian Funnel with the catch on the far sideline.
Tyler Lehner's pass complete to 12. Damian Funnel. Good for
First and 10, Elkhart Memorial, now from the Mishawaka 43. Lehner with Sewin in the backfield with him. Lehner with a hard count, hands it off to Sewin, and he'll just get back to the line of scrimmage.
Good luck.
We were looking at this earlier. There's no rhyme or reason for these rosters that we have tonight. They're not alphabetical and they're not numerical.
It's like they just
like
put all
threw
the names
darts
in
at
a
the
hat
wall
and it just pulled them out randomly.
That's right.
I just don't understand how that made it to the printer and everybody thought this is what we need to do. Wow.
Snap to Lehner, looking right, fires in that direction, caught, and then the receiver falls down on a knee as Mason makes the grab. He's our leading receiver coming into the night. 30 catches, 444 yards, and 6 touchdowns coming into the night. Had a big 265-yard, 3-touchdown game against Warsaw this season.
Yeah, and he averages about 33 yards per kick return as well. So, I mean, a really good playmaker for this Memorial team. And he's only a junior, so he's headed over to Elkhart High to help out that group.
Lehner takes the shotgun snap, looks to the right, pass is complete. It is again to Mason, who made the catch on the far sideline a couple plays ago. 6:38 to play here in the fourth quarter. Mishawaka leading 38-0.
Jarvis Delk on the tackle.
Clock running throughout with that running clock and a 35-plus point lead for the Cavemen. Glad to have you with us tonight. If you're watching the Mishawaka Network, Lehner claps his hands, takes the snap, looks left and deep, fires it down the middle, caught, touchdown, Elkhart. And a little flip over the goalpost as well by the receiver, Derek Woods, touchdown.
Well, it was a nice seam play, and they were able to put that ball right over the top of the safety for Mishawaka for Elkhart Memorial's first score of the ball game, but a nice catch and a nice throw for that touchdown.
How many yards was that? Did you see?
I did not.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Didn't have that either. That's all right. He was wide open, though.
Yeah, he got behind the safeties, and we didn't really mention this, but Mishawaka has their twos in. They've got their backups, and the safety just kind of bit a little bit and came up too far, and they were able to get behind him.
Memorial misses the extra point. They didn't stop the clock when we were at St. Joe earlier this season on changeovers. 5:26 to play here in the fourth quarter. 38-6 is the score, and we'll likely see a slew of Mishawaka reserves. After we saw them on defense, we'll likely see them on offense, and good luck telling who they all are with this fun roster we have.
When we're seeing them on the kick return team, too. There's a lot of clean jerseys out there right now.
That's true.
On the kick return team.
Drew Tetzlaff back deep. Oh, I forgot. Do we have a sponsor to get?
Oh, why not? Football season means hosting family and friends for food, fun, and your favorite teams. Scale out to Fire Outdoor Living can make your backyard a dream come true, and with Jonathan Green Lawn Products, you can show off a lush, healthy lawn this fall for the annual family football game. Kurt Outdoor Living, KurtOutdoorLiving.com.
Milan Burris takes the kickoff return, and he'll take it up to around the 37-38-yard line. Let's see where they give him his progress.
I'm not going to guess anymore. Done.
Oh, yeah, I know, right?
Done guessing.
And we will see question, isn't it?
Because that's who's going in at quarterback. So good luck, buddy.
Where do you see that? Wow.
That can't be right, is it? I don't know. It's a lot of consonants.
Yeah. Handoff goes up the middle.
90, Owen Walters, the ball carrier.
Owen Walters, who's
Braden Weston on the tackle.
rattled off 16 runs now this season. He came in with 15 for 75 yards, and this is, I think, at least the 4th time Mishawaka's had a running clock situation. They've had a now because it's happened. Opposing teams have on the field. Essentially, it's JV guys on both offense and defense, and so the scores have gotten a little bit closer than they would even indicate, and that includes Port in that about.
Yeah, absolutely. But you know, when it gets to this point, out here on tournament play, there's no. You want to make sure. Last year, all those seniors were and you got opportunities, lights in the playoff.
Takes a hand on the veer to the left, and we have some flags come down. And that is going to stop the clock. And
it looked like maybe some extra. They're going to unsportsmanlike on both sides, so it's just going to be offsetting.
Unsportsmanlike on both teams.
Keith Kinder talking to one of the officials about it. Yeah, you had kind of a hard block, and just pick the flags up. There's 2.5 minutes to go.
Right. Seriously, they're okay. So what they're doing is
they're going to walk it off and then walk it back again.
What a waste of time. I'd have never understood why they do this. It's offsetting. Nothing changes. He's going to walk 15 yards. He's going to turn around.
Put it down.
And he's going to pick it up.
It confused the Memorial players because now they started to go the other way.
Why? Why are we wasting our time?
Unbelievable.
I just don't understand it. It's not about the referees, guys, okay? Thank you for that. Now we get to see the signals again. Sorry. No, I'll get off my soapbox.
So now it's going to be 3rd down. They put the ball at the 45-yard line.
Time to wind the clock.
3rd and 3. They still haven't wound it. They've spotted it.
Well, they're not even letting the team approach the ball because he's got to go talk to the Memorial coach now.
Come on.
Nothing about this call is going to change the outcome of the game. So,
yeah, I don't think they have the spot right. Maybe that's what.
Well, it was a 3-yard gain. We had consecutive. It was a 2, and a 3. So it should be 3rd and 3, which it looks like it is.
Yeah, that's true.
So the spot is accurate, and I just don't know what the big discussion is here.
That's right, because it was dead ball after the play, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
All right, I guess that's why.
But come on.
But again,
I wouldn't even have gone and talked to each coach. I'd be like, you know what, guys, we're moving on. And they're not even winding the clock.
And the clock should have wound. Handoff goes to Walters.
1-yard gain.
Gain of 1.
Picked up 1, and let's see what Mishawaka does.
They're probably going to go for it here.
Cyrus Dillon on the tackle.
Yeah, it looks like they're keeping the offense on the field and give the instruction, hey, don't snap it until you're at like 3
Right.
on the play clock, which they haven't even started. There it goes.
38-6, Mishawaka leading. There is still 15 seconds on the play clock.
Plenty of time.
4th down and a yard. Walters in the backfield will take the veer right, and he drives his way across the 50. Picks up the first down. Brought to you by Kevin Putz of First Midwest Mortgage, and that should be the last first down we see tonight. We'll see what they do if they decide just to take a couple knees here. Or, yep, they're going to go to victory formation.
It's fantastic.
Best news of the night.
Absolutely.
This will end up being the final game in Elkhart Memorial football history as the two Elkhart schools consolidate next year. It'll be Elkhart High School. Under a minute to play here in the 4th quarter with the final seconds ticking off. The winner of this game is going to play the winner of Concord and Elkhart Central next week, and I think I just got a text. I think it's 28-28 in that game. It is with around 7 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter.
Wow.
Still. 28-28 is the score we have. And that is going to be the ball game here. 38-6, Mishawaka defeats Elkhart Memorial in the final game in Memorial history. The Cavemen will move on, and they will play the winner of that Concord Elkhart Central game next week in the 5A sectional championship as Mishawaka advances to a sectional title game for the 2nd consecutive year.
All right. Have an upcoming event and wondering how to feed everyone? Let Monterey Mexican Bar and Grill cater your event. Monterey can customize a menu to please everyone, or you can go online and select your favorites. Choose from taco bars, fajita bars, taco salad bars, and sides like fresh guacamole and homemade chips and salsa. For information, go to MontereyMexican.com. And remember, a friend that steals your chips is not your friend. MontereyMexican.com. By Midland Engineering Company has been, Midland Engineering Company has been completing quality commercial roofing jobs nationwide from right here in Michiana for nearly 100 years. Did you know Midland also boasts the area's only standalone service department in the commercial roofing business? Midland knows the negative effects a leaking roof can have on your business, so their team is ready to help Michiana's small business owners keep working. Why take a chance with your business? Trust the professionals at Midland Engineering Company, proud to be Michiana born and raised. Zolman's Best One Tire and Auto Care has been family owned for 40 years. What does this mean to you, Sean Stiers? It means that they're dedicated to our community and serving you like family. Zolman's Best One would also like to thank you for voting them favorite auto repair for 16 consecutive years and favorite tire store for 3 years in a row. They also offer a wide selection of Bridgestone tires. Bridgestone tires at Zolman's Best One. Let their family serve your family. Zolman's Best One Tire and Auto Care, trusted community service for 40 years.
All right, I'll let you go ahead and start putting some stats together. I'll do the U.S. Sign Crafters scoreboard show, the scores that we have from Jerry Janowski back in the WSBT studios. The scoreboard show, again, brought to you by U.S. Sign Crafters. Class 6A, Portage and Penn still tied at 6. Warsaw and Chesterton tied 21 all. Concord and Elkhart Memorial in 5A Sectional 10 tied at 28. So Mishawaka waits to find out who the winner of that one is going to be. Mishawaka, of course, defeating Elkhart Memorial 38-6. In Sectional 9, LaPorte leads Michigan City 7-0. Valparaiso thumped Munster 42-0. And that, of course, is notable because this sectional is matched up with that one, and Valpo has just been putting a thumping on a lot of people this year. So Mishawaka playing for a sectional championship. Next week, if they win that, they would likely play Valpo in 2 weeks in regionals. Sectional 11, Fort Wayne Northrop 17, Goshen nothing. Dwenger and Fort Wayne no score. Sectional 18 in Class 4A, Culver Academy trails New Prairie 20-3. Plymouth leading 14-12 over South Bend St. Joe. In Sectional 19, East Noble over DeKalb 35-7. Leo over Northridge 7-6. I don't believe any of these are finals, by the way. Jimtown over Tippecanoe Valley 21-0 in 3A. Marion 42-14 over West Noble. And in Class 2A, Lewis Cass 40, Rochester 3, LaVille 27, Bremen 7. 38-6 is our score here. We can't bring you the audio highlight clips for our Jay's Crunchers hit of the game and the Rossini's Pizza carry of the game. But for the Jay's Crunchers crunching hit of the game, I think we got to go to JT Thomas, not necessarily for a singular hit, but he had at least 3 tackles for loss and I think a sack tonight as well.
Well, he took residence in the backfield for Elkhart
that's
Memorial.
right.
There's no question about it. He flowed so free and just so well, coming downhill and just making so many plays behind the line of scrimmage. And you know, some of the ones that the Revs didn't give him a tackle for a loss, they were pretty darn close. I mean, what a performance by the senior transfer from South Bend Adams and what he's meant to this defense so far. And I am totally fine with giving him that award tonight.
Jay's Crunchers crunching tackle of the game to JT Thomas, the linebacker. Powered by Crunchers Potato Chips. Add some real crunch to your next tailgate party. Pick up a bag of Jay's Crunchers. And the Rossini's Pizza carry of the game, I would just say again to a collective effort to Donovan Snyder. All the touchdown runs were short, but Snyder had a 36-yard run. I think he had a 29-yard run and another long pass reception
31.
as well. So he had the big chunk plays of the night. So we'll give Donovan Snyder the Rossini's Pizza collective carry of the game. Powered by Rossini's. Carry out you're proud to bring home. Lincoln Way East in Mishawaka across from Beeger School. So do you have our statistics powered by RBI's Unlimited?
I've got the unofficial statistics right here for you, Sean. Justin
right.
Fisher ended up with 14 carries, 94 yards, 2 touchdowns. Donovan Snyder actually didn't carry the ball at all in the second half. He had 10 carries, 91 yards, 2 receptions for 40 yards. I forgot about Justin Fisher's 3 for 4 through the air for 46 yards, and those are all in the first half. Let's see here. Mason was 10 carries, 53 yards, and a touchdown. Fowler had 1 carry in the second half, so he ended up with 4 carries for 18 yards. He had 2 touchdowns, both in the first half. Connor George, 5 of 5 for extra points. He had a field goal of 36 yards, so he accounted for 8 points tonight. Penalties, Mishawaka had 2 penalties for 10 yards. Elkhart Memorial, 7 penalties for 51 yards on the night. As you mentioned, JT Thomas had a heck of a game tonight on the defensive side of the ball. He had 7 solo tackles. Many of them were behind the line of scrimmage. We had multiple sacks. We had a fumble recovery by Eggendorfer on the first offensive play of the game, which really kind of set the tone for the entire game. Willis and Brown both had sacks, 3 total. Brown had a punt block and a recovery and a run down to the 1-yard line for the very one-play, 1-yard touchdown drive for the offense. So a very good defensive game for Mishawaka tonight. Really set the offense up in great field position all night long. So the numbers don't look real good for Mishawaka offensively, but they didn't need to look real good because they were still able to put a lot of points on the board. 38-6 is your final. And Mishawaka will take a win however they can get it, and they will move on most likely. Well, I don't want to say most likely. Maybe on the road. Maybe we'll be back here. Who knows?
All right, so those are your statistics powered by RBI's Unlimited. Help your child's stats improve next season for baseball or softball with hitting lessons and workouts at RBI's Unlimited on West 6th Street in Mishawaka. 38-6, and we do have a score update as well. Penn now leads Portage 13-6. Concord and Central still tied at 28. And again, Mishawaka will play the winner of that Concord Central game next week. So we, of course, will have that game for you, and we'll have it both on the Mishawaka Network and on the air at 96.1 WSBT, the sports leader. Do we have any more sponsors to get in before we wrap up?
I've read them all at least once,
Okay.
but we can do more if you would like.
Well, if you have any that need to be read twice,
All right, here we go.
that you haven't read twice,
Here we go.
I don't want to get people mad at us. So
If you're in the market to purchase a home or refinancing an existing one, let me introduce you to Kevin Putz of First Midwest Mortgage. At First Midwest Mortgage, they offer a wide variety of mortgage products such as conventional FHA, VA, and USDA loans. If you're interested in learning more, give Kevin a call at 287-1152. Let Kevin Putz of First Midwest Mortgage put his 20 years of mortgage experience to work for you. Again, call 287-1152. The Food Bank of Northern Indiana wants you to know 1 in 4 children go to bed hungry every day in our community. They rely on school breakfast or lunch for the most nutritious or maybe their only meal of the day. Help a child focus on learning at school instead of focusing on the pains of hunger. How can you help? Visit feedindiana.org to learn more or to make a donation. It only costs $3.50 to feed a child for a week. I didn't know where they do their shopping because that would be fantastic. So instead of getting that gourmet cup of coffee on your way to work, help feed a local child. And if you're able, $140 will feed a child for an entire school year. Again, visit www.feedindiana.org. The Food Bank of Northern Indiana thanks you. The cool, crisp fall weather reminds us winter is not far away. Have your car ready to perform with a trip to Kyle's Auto Repair for a complete checkup of its brakes, hoses, belts, battery, tires, alignment, and antifreeze. Routine maintenance now will help eliminate bigger problems, major inconveniences, and huge expenses later. Kyle's also recommends a cooling system flush and timely oil changes. Schedule your appointment. Call 255-6152. Kyle's Auto Repair on Lincoln Way East in Mishawaka, just 1 mile west of Capitol, where honesty and integrity still count. For 40 years, Leck Leitner Door Sales and Service of Elkhart has been trusted for quality installation and repair of residential, commercial, and industrial garage overhead and entry doors. Never anything fancy, no sales gimmicks, just honesty and integrity by a family-owned business that strives to have a satisfied customer with each and every sale. And the Leck Leitner name stands for quality products and workmanship for every door they install. They capitalized every. That's why I did that. At Leck Leitner Door Sales and Service, they open all the right doors. Call Leck Leitner Door at 295-6311. U.S. Sign Crafters, innovative design, professional project management, quality manufacturing and installation. That's the U.S. Sign Crafters difference. If your company needs to make an impression, call U.S. Sign Crafters. Hundreds of other areas businesses have, like Whirlpool Corporation, Legends of Notre Dame, and Granger Community Church. When you call U.S. Sign Crafters, you can relax because your sign project is done professionally, on time, and on budget, just like the new Alumni Plaza right here at Mishawaka High School. Check out their work and learn more at ussignCrafters.com. Last one.
All right.
If you're near retirement or thinking about retiring, you probably have questions. How do you make your savings last? How much should you take out? When? You're ready for retirement, but are your finances? Your Mishawaka Edward Jones financial advisor, Jim Hishman, can help you build a strategy to help your finances keep up with your needs over the long haul. It all starts with a face-to-face appointment. You've done what it takes to get there. Now it's time to make the most of your retirement. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member, SIPC.
All right. Well, that was quite a performance, Vince.
And
I see you've been putting in work over there.
It'd be nice if I got paid a little extra for those. I'm just saying.
All in a day's work.
That's right.
Of course, you'll be out there at IVN Court and Suites tomorrow. 10 o'clock, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Legacy Heating and Air Game Day Show along with Tim Grau. Sounds like a good guest list you got going on.
Yeah, I was just going to pull it up because
Alan Rossum.
Yes. Awesome Rossum. He was there when I was in college.
Knute Rockney's 2 of his grandsons coming out.
Also correct, as well as former Irish quarterback and president of Global Football, Pat Steenbridge.
Yeah.
He will be there as well. So a lot of awesome guests. So come on out, get your autographs and pictures taken with those guys. And, I'll sneak into the background, throw up a peace sign or something.
All right.
But we'll be at the Ivy Court Inn and Suites 10 to 11. We will just be preceding my man, Sean Stiers, and the gang doing their pregame show up in the press box.
All right. Again, the final here tonight, Mishawaka 38, Elkhart Memorial 6. They will play the winner of Concord and Elkhart Central. They were tied at 28 when we last heard. So tune in hopefully on 96.1 FM. We have a final U.S. Signcrafter scoreboard show after the conclusion of Notre Dame men's basketball tonight. For Vince D'Addario, Sean Stiers, I'll see you next week.
I'll be there.
Cavemen football on the Mishawaka Network and 96.1 WSBT, the sports leader.